Alexandra Eala's incredible 80-spot climb, from tennis nobody to WTA star. Let's be honest here, most tennis fans probably couldn't have picked Alexandra Eala out of a lineup at the start of 2025. The 20-year-old Filipina was sitting pretty at a less-than-stellar world number 138, grinding it out on the lower-tier circuit while tennis pundits were busy obsessing over the usual suspects. Fast forward 9 months, and suddenly everyone's paying attention.
Why?
Because this kid just pulled off one of the most impressive ranking climbs in recent memory, rocketing up 80 spots to match her career-high number 56. Sure, we've seen meteoric rises before, but Eala's journey feels different. It's not just about the numbers, though climbing from outside the top 130 to knocking on the door of the top 50 is pretty damn impressive. It's about how she did it, battling through injury setbacks, early tournament exits, and the kind of pressure that comes with carrying an entire nation's tennis hopes on your shoulders. The year didn't exactly scream breakout season for Eala. January saw her languishing at number 138, picking up decent results here and there, but nothing that would make tennis Twitter explode with hot takes. A semi-final run at the Canberra International was nice, but let's face it, nobody's booking their flight to Australia to watch WTA 125 action. Her Australian Open qualifying campaign? Gone faster than a serve into the net. February brought more of the same mediocrity, with her ranking hovering between 137 and 139, like a tennis ball caught in no man's land. For most players, this is where dreams go to die, buried under a mountain of first-round exits and barely their prize money. But here's where Eala's story gets interesting. While everyone else was writing her off as another promising junior who couldn't make the leap to the big leagues, she was quietly building something. The foundation was shaky, sure, but foundations always are before you build something spectacular on top of them. Then March happened. Oh boy, did March happen. The Miami Open isn't exactly known for producing Cinderella stories. It's where the tennis elite go to flex their ranking muscles and collect easy paychecks. So when Eala walked onto those courts as a virtual unknown, nobody expected what came next. Nobody. First, she took down Jelena Ostapenko. Okay, fine. Former French Open champion, but she's been inconsistent lately. Then Madison Keys fell. Alright, now people were starting to pay attention. But when she absolutely dismantled world number 2 Iga Swiatek in the quarterfinals, that's when jaws hit the floor. Let's pause here for a second. Beating Swiatek isn't just about winning a tennis match. It's about announcing to the world that you belong in the same conversation as the sports elite. Swiatek isn't some aging champion coasting on past glory. She's the real deal, the kind of player who makes other professionals question their life choices. Eala's semi-final run wasn't just historic for Philippine tennis, though it absolutely was that. It was a masterclass in how to go from nobody to somebody in the span of 2 weeks. Her ranking jumped from number 140 to number 75, and suddenly everyone wanted to know, who the hell is Alexandra Eala? Of course, tennis has a funny way of humbling players just when they start believing their own hype. The European clay season brought Eala back down to earth with a thud. Madrid brought another encounter with Swiatek, this time with a very different result. The Italian Open and French Open serve up early exits that reminded everyone why consistency separates the good from the great. But here's what separates Eala from the pack of one-hit wonders. She didn't crumble. Her ranking stayed steady in the low 70s, proving that Miami wasn't just a fluke. She was learning, adapting, and most importantly, not letting the pressure get to her head. The French Open main draw debut was huge for her development, even if the result wasn't what she wanted. Sometimes you need to get punched in the mouth on the biggest stages to understand what it takes to succeed there. Just when critics started wondering if Eala was another flash-in-the-pan story, she shut them up in spectacular fashion. Eastbourne in June provided the perfect stage for her next act, and she didn't disappoint. Reaching her first WTA final wasn't just about the result, it was about the statement. Finals aren't participation trophies. They're earned through a week of grinding, problem-solving, and refusing to give up when things get tough. Even though she lost the championship match, the run pushed her to a career-high number 56 by the end of June. The grass court suited her aggressive style perfectly, and her quarterfinal showings at Nottingham and Ilkley proved that Eastbourne wasn't another one-off. Sure, her centre court debut at Wimbledon ended disappointingly, but anyone who expected her to waltz into the All-England club and dominate was probably the same person who thought the Miami run was pure luck. August tested Eala's resolve in ways that rankings and prize money can't measure. A shoulder injury forced her to withdraw from Cincinnati and Monterrey, sending her tumbling back to number 75. For a young player still trying to establish herself, injuries aren't just physical setbacks, they're psychological warfare. The easy thing would have been to rush back, to play through the pain because missing tournaments feels like career suicide when you're clawing your way up the rankings. Instead, Eala made the mature decision to prioritize her long-term health.
Smart?
Absolutely. Easy? Not even close. That decision paid dividends when she returned fit and ready for the season's final push. Sometimes the best career moves are the ones that feel like career killers in the moment. September was when everything clicked. The U.S. Open provided Eala with her first Grand Slam main draw victory, a milestone that might seem small to casual fans but represents years of sacrifice and dedication. Grand Slam wins don't just happen. They're earned through countless hours of practice, travel, and believing in yourself when nobody else does. Then came the Guadalajara 125 title, her first at the WTA 125 level. Finally, a trophy to go with all those impressive runs. The win lifted her back into the top 60, completing an absolutely bonkers climb of 80 spots since January. Today's victory over Aliona Fale at the Jingshan tournament wasn't just another first-round win. It was confirmation that Eala's rise isn't slowing down. As the tournament's #1 seed, she's no longer the scrappy underdog hoping for upsets. She's the target, the player others circle on their calendars.